Hello and welcome to another episode, an overdue episode, because it's one of my big purchases of last year, 2022. It's the Omega Seamaster 300, the 253180 reference, if I'm not mistaken, with the automatic caliber. It's not the quartz version, and this is what's also called the Brosnan Bond Seamaster. Why Brosnan? It first appeared as a quartz watch. I think it was the movie GoldenEye, and after that they changed it to this chronometer certified automatic version, and it was featured, I think, in 3 movies with Pierce Brosnan. Why did I buy this Omega? Well, it's grown on me. To be honest, at first, I really disliked the bracelet style. It's really this 90s appearance, this, let's say, somehow, I don't mean this as an offense, supermarket watch appearance, somehow a little dressy with this polished parts. In this case, it's not polished, it's brushed, but I come to this later section of the video. And it doesn't taper. This is the elephant in the room, but I can address this already here. It's very, very comfortable. It's one of my favorite bracelets to wear. Maybe not to look at, but to wear. But first, let's get some facts out of the way. It's 41 millimeters, which is just a sweet spot in my opinion, the current version, and I hope that I can make a comparison shot at least with a friend's watch in this video, maybe in the next video. He has the current version of the Seamaster, which is bigger, and I think this 41 is the perfect size for almost any kind of wrist. It really hugs your wrist well with this curvature of the lugs. It's really nice, the finishing. And 41 millimeters, 300 meters water resistance, and has what Omega calls, I think, the 1110 caliber, which is pretty much a refined 2892 ETA automatic caliber. So it's also easy to service and not too expensive to service. You can go to any watchmaker and get it serviced. You don't have to send it to Omega. And I think this is what many people forget when it comes to in-house calibers. In-house calibers are mainly, I think, a marketing issue, a selling point to say you have to go in-house. In-house is the best. You forget what, like, let's say the economy is based on. The economy is based on sharing, or let's say sharing parts of the working progress and outsourcing those probably to companies who are better in it. This was, in the past, it was just the common way to do things. There were manufacturers for the bracelets, manufacturers for the watch case, for the movement, for, let's say, the crystal. Nowadays, the big selling point is to have everything in-house. But what you forget about that, usually, the companies want to give them the watches when they have to be serviced. And this is usually costly and more expensive than going to an independent watchmaker. And independent watchmakers learned their job on some of these ETA-based calibers, so it's easy for them to work on them. With the newer ones, I'm not so sure about that. And as an enthusiast, I like automatic watches. I'm not so much into the technological details, so I'm happy having just a simple ETA movement in the watch. But this is just what I think about it. It's 20 millimeters. The bracelet doesn't taper. Had this quite large clasp, but it's very comfortable. It has a little stretch. It's older, the watch, but I can show you. So this stretch is probably due to the age of the watch, but this flexibility here is just ingenious. You see? It's really flexible, the clasp, and also here. And this makes this watch so wearable. It has a diver's extension, which I don't need, but it's there. It's a little bit loose because of its age. And yeah, the feel on the wrist is just phenomenal. And in this case, one of the issues for many on the bracelet has been, let's say, marked out. It was totally brushed, the bracelet. Maybe when I get the service, I bought this used, it's from 2006. I get it in the old OEM condition back because I think I like it better, but until it works, I won't change a thing. You see that the bezel, which is aluminum, faded, and it was a deeper blue OEM wise, but now it has this lighter shade of blue, which is just beautiful in my opinion. It's exactly the way I wanted it, and it has this more discreet wave pattern compared to the pattern that is nowadays laser engraved on the new ceramic dialed versions of the watch. The execution of the hands is just immaculate, very nice. It has a nice sheen to it. The lume is simply, let's say, it's applied, but the markers are printed on. They're not applied. They have no facets or anything. So it's not that luxurious like the current version, but more tool-like, which really fits the character very well of this watch, in my opinion. The bezel has a nice action. Just listen to it. It's a joy to turn. And the helium valve, which is also a point of discussion, is quite discreet compared to this more cone-shaped or cupcake-like helium valve on the current version. The lume is also pretty good, especially if you consider this watch is used. It's from 2006. It's very strong, legible, and long-lasting. Overall, I think this is a hidden gem somehow, and it really complements an Omega collection. If you have the Speedmaster, the Seamaster is just a perfect companion. This could be easily, if there's something like a 2-watch collection, a perfect 2-watch collection, having something that can be dressed up, dressed down, be worn more elegant and sportier watch, even though James Bond wears this with a tuxedo, but we're not James Bond, so probably I would go with the Seamaster on more formal occasions. I think this is still a hidden gem. Actually, it's not hidden, it's obvious, it's a classic, and Omega really takes this design back in its catalog. If you look at the 60th anniversary Seamaster, the Bond edition, which really is let's say, a new interpretation of this watch, I think this is still overlooked by collectors. I know it's not about investing, if there's something like an investment in watch anyhow, but I think this is a hidden gem, especially if you compare it to Submariners of the same time, of the 90s. The Submariners had somehow pressed clasps, and this is really milled, and it really screams quality, especially if you compare it to a Submariner of this age. I put my hands on a 90s Submariner, and I tell you, this one feels a little bit more luxurious, and there's more heft to the watch. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions about the Seamaster 300 PS Brosnan style, let me know it in the comment section, and I hope you see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.